Ahem. Well, that was interesting. Good morning, good morning. It's the Last Minute Laura Show. Good morning, good morning. Hello, hi everybody. Welcome back. Sorry about being late, and also sorry about just the choppiness at the beginning of the stream this morning. Sometimes we just have a rough go of it at the beginning. I don't know what it is. Maybe my computer just needs a minute. Sometimes we all need a minute. Happy Wednesday, September 3rd today. It is fully fall. I mean, it's not. I'm still picking full beautiful bouquets. I'm going to show you this one up close later, but this has a whole bunch of those Apricotta Cosmos in it. Lots of zinnias, Lisianthus. It's still summer. We're still getting summer flowers. It's just also almost winter. It's almost winter. It's not. I just have to keep saying that it's still summer, and then maybe it'll be true. We are going to be crocheting today. That's the big plan, is to get work done on that that men's extra large pullover is what we're going to work on. But first, what has happened? Yesterday, I took maybe an hour and a half out in the front garden. So our front yard, we live in the city. Our front yard is right on a road. Like, there's no driveway or anything like that. It's just houses, sidewalk, road. And even though it's houses, sidewalk, road, there's like a porch on the front of the house, then stairs that go down, and then you're on the sidewalk. Well, the distance from the top stair to the bottom stair, like that width, and as long as our house is, there's a garden that size. It's a raised bed garden. It's trash. It's like it was filled with clean fill. It doesn't have dirt in it. It's got like bits of construction material, like concrete, cement, soil, clay. There's just like a lot of crap in there. So I've never really paid much attention to it. Last year I threw a ton of flower seeds and a bunch of them succeeded. So I said, cool. Do I have a unibrow right now? Like, what is happening? Do you see this darkness between my eyebrows? Let's try and like, is it just redness? What's happening? Okay. Anyway, so I spent the morning yesterday. Morning did I spend? Late morning. I spent the late morning before lunch ripping out all of the weeds. Some of the weeds had created tap roots that were over a foot long, which was crazy to pull out. I left the milkweed. I left any marigolds I found. I ripped out about half of the Swiss chard. I had a Swiss chard that was about 4 feet tall. It was huge. It was like I gave it to a man. Homeless man was walking by, and I said, I don't know if you have somewhere to cook this, but do you like cooking, or do you want some leafy greens? And he was like, I can eat them raw. And I was like, sure, if you want them for raw, they've got high iron. And he was like, oh, I need iron. And then we had like a half-hour conversation about the shelters in Hamilton and about the addiction problems and the lack of beds, lack of outreach, and how it would be cool if there were places for unhoused people to like cook, like access to kitchens. But then we were talking about how that would be hard for insurance. Then we talked about like what he did like in his life growing up, like what he worked when he worked, and like what happened. And we were just talking. Like, he was so casual and chatty, and he asked me my name. He gave me his name, and he said, well, I'll remember you, and I'll look out for you. If you need anything, you can always ask for me. And I was like, oh, that's so nice. And he said, if you get in any trouble with any of the other guys around here, just tell him you're my friend. And I was like, oh, that's so sweet. I mean, I don't get in trouble with people, but still, he just parked and hung out with me. And then he was like, are these yucky? Do I have to rub sugar on them or something? And I was like, I mean, they're not going to be delicious, but they're really good for you. I mean, I eat them just to get my iron. And he was like, when I said that, he was like, iron? I need iron. My doctor said I needed more meat. And I'm like, I don't eat a lot of meat out here. Where am I going to cook meat? And I was like, totally. And I showed him the plants and I said, these ones, whenever you see them growing, feel free to pick from my garden. If iron is a problem, this is a solution. You ideally would be able to cook it a little bit. That'll make it more iron. But even if you eat it raw, put a little bit of salad dressing on it, little salt and pepper, whatever you've got. And yeah. And then he was like, oh, thank you, blah, blah, blah. I showed him which ones are what. And he said, I'll keep it in mind so that when I'm walking by, I can grab a leaf and get my iron. And I was like, that's great. So now I have a friend, and he's very nice and very reminded me of my dad. Like, we didn't talk about what his job specifically was. We just talked about what he used to do. And I would bet you anything he probably worked the same sort of job as my dad. Like, the way he talked, the cadence he spoke with, like, it made me feel really, like, humbled, I want to say. That sounds so dramatic. But I had this, like, moment where I was like, this is somebody's dad. My dad is just like this man. The only difference is one thing didn't happen to my dad. You know what I mean? Whatever the thing was, like, a bunch of bad luck things happened to this man in a row that led him to now have no home. I'm going to just tell you about him because let me guess, he's not on social media. He was an alcoholic, and basically that ruined his life. He never got into the hard drugs because he's like an older man already, and he was like, what they're all doing now it's too hard. I don't think I'd survive what's going on right now if I was the age they are. But my thing was alcohol. And I said, like, that's a really hard one to kick. And he said, I haven't been drunk now in 8 years. And I said, wow, that's kind of amazing. And he said, I'm an alcoholic, so, like, I still have drinks. I have to because I'm an alcoholic, but I haven't been drunk in 8 years. I just maintain, and I have to keep it to a certain level so that I don't get sick, but I don't get drunk anymore, and I just do my thing, and I go where I'm going. And he was just talking through, and, like, I don't know how much is the truth. I don't know how much is hopes and dreams, but he was just a guy. And, like, obviously you should know that homeless people are just people, but there's just this, like, the whole time I was talking to him, I was like, this guy is just my dad with a few different choices. Like, my dad alcohol has never been, like, my dad was very, very tight around alcohol when we were kids. And even now, like, he doesn't even drink beer. Like, my dad never drank anything. The only time I ever saw my dad actively drink alcohol was, like, when we were all on vacation together, like when the whole family, all 4 kids and parents, were all on vacation outside of our home. So, like, when we would go to Myrtle Beach on March break, my dad would have a beer. I can remember seeing my dad holding a beer, but, like, my dad wasn't, like, mowing the lawn drinking a beer. He was, like, I'm sure there is some trauma associated in some way, but the main thing is that, like, I grew up with I grew up with the, like, rule of, like, a sip of alcohol, you're not the driver. Like, my dad never drank when we were out because he was always the driver. My mom might have a glass of wine. My dad would never even have a beer at dinner if we were all out for dinner. And I look at that and I'm like, that was an active choice, probably because he saw the results of what happens if you don't have that active choice. And so I grew up that's part of, like, I won't drive if I've had a glass of wine with dinner. Like, it's just ingrained really deeply in my brain, even though I know you can have a beer with dinner, but nope, I can't. Alex can't because he's part of my life. Anyway, this guy had a different, like, that didn't occur, obviously. Anyway. Not dramatic. It's sad when you get the stories behind how people end up homeless. It's just sad. The globe needs better resources for people in those hard situations so they don't end up homeless. Well, like, what this guy said is that he got hurt at work, and then, like, he started drinking, and then it ruined his whole life. And then he got sick, and then he stopped drinking. But his life it's still got, like, collapsed. It collapsed his life. Like, he had a family and a home and friends, and now he doesn't have any of those things because the friends who he had were people who had homes. So when you no longer have a home, you lose a lot of people. And he basically said that. He was like, you find out what people like you because of who you are versus like the world you're living in, like just by association. And I was like, it's true. Like, you think you have people, but if you suddenly had no home and nothing and you were not able to get one, it's not like he just was able to get resources. Would your friends and family still be texting and calling you and checking in on you? I don't know. His story touched you. Yeah, it did. Yeah, they're just people. That's what the media misses. Yeah, they're just people. They're literally just people. And he was like, he's just a guy. He's just somebody's dad. And he was my dad's age. Literally, like, he's my dad with 6 choices made different in his life. You know what I mean? So, like, I could imagine my dad and this man sitting down and being buddies. Like, they were that similar. It was, anyway, that sucks. It sucks because winter is coming and we don't have enough beds in our town. And so there will be people struggling, and there will be people who are unhoused who will die because they will freeze to death this winter because there are not enough beds, and the addiction problem in our town is such that they will pass out in the cold and then they will die. Sorry for getting really, really dark with it. It's just when you connect to the human part of it and then you go back to the part about that they're just treated like they're not even people, it's like upsetting. Thank you. Rarely, there are folks who refuse to get medical help, but that's a deeper social issue that takes changing ideas about masculinity, etc. Yeah, there's that, and then there's also, like, so much stigma around addiction. Like, so much stigma around addiction. There's so much stigma around addiction that the different levels of addiction have stigma against each other. Like, this alcoholic man clearly felt a stigma towards, like, fentanyl users. Like, there's a hierarchy of it. I don't know. It's, the whole thing was pretty dark, but also not while we were hanging out. While I was pulling weeds, and he was like, do you want some help with that? And I was like, honestly, as much as it looks like I'm struggling, this is where I have fun. Like, this is me having fun. And he was like, I mean, more power to you. And I said, thanks. And then he just kept standing there chatting with me. Anyway, the moral of that whole story was that I cleaned up the front garden. I filled an entire green bag with waste from the yard. I believe my father was so close to ending up the same way. Honestly, Louisa, it's like a couple of decisions. Every single person you know is probably 5 decisions from ending up that way. You know what I mean? 5 really bad decisions, probably, but like, or 1 mental health episode. People are like 1 mental health episode or 5 decisions away from, like, being in a really rough situation. It's like when they say, 40% of Canadians are $400 away from catastrophe. That sort of, like, all it would take is a $400 bill to like ruin your life. That's 40% of Canadians, something like that. Or $400 away from financial ruin. Like, there's like, it's not, we're not doing great here, just as a group. Overall, we're not being good to people as a country. It's just, things could be better, okay? Oh my God, so much. I scream every time the NIMBYs drive away treatment centers. Like, do y'all want less users or not? Because the only way to have less users is to provide access to treatment. Literally. People are like, but you're giving them needles. Okay, so that person who is getting access to needles, after they come here 3 times in a row, they're going to finally talk to one of the people that's working at this station. And then they're going to develop a relationship. If they can live that long, they're going to develop a relationship. In that period of time from when they start using the centers, they're no longer going to be using dirty needles. They're more likely to dispose of their needles properly because they have A, people who are not judging them that they can give the needles back to. B, a clear location. If they know where they have to go to get needles, they know where they have to go to bring them back. And also, they're going to start speaking to each other First of all, do you know what's so awful about addiction? The isolation. It isolates you to an absolute just extent that there is nothing for you in this world anymore except the drug. So when you go to these safe treatment centers or safe use sites, whatever, first of all, safe use sites, less overdoses, less people dying. People forget that addicts are just other people's kids, like other people's moms and dads, other people's sisters and brothers. Like if you've never had an addict in your life, you go like, oh, those are homeless addicts. But if you've ever met anyone and cared about them, then you go, oh, that's somebody's kid who had so much trauma that they turned to a drug, then it escalated, and now they can't live. Anyway, I'm bring it together, Laura. Anyway, I don't even know what I was saying. Oh yeah, treatment centers are good, or safe centers are good. After a while, they start speaking to each other. There's community. Community means you don't want to die, which means you're more likely to seek out help. So some of the people who were just doing that in a nihilistic way are now going to seek out help. Also, you're going to be talking to facilitators. What do facilitators know? Treatment centers, methadone clinics, all these things they know about, so they can give you resources. Maybe therapy. Maybe you need group therapy so you can solve the trauma that is causing you to seek out numbness. You know what I mean? Like, so people being like, if we get it out, not in my backyard, get rid of all the homeless people. Okay, so you're going to move them to another neighborhood and the problem is never, ever, 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 ever going to go away. Honestly, the problem is never going to go away, ever. In 100 years, there will still be addiction because it's a new cohort every year. A new cohort of young people, a new cohort of people who go through something. Like, that is going to continue happening. You can't stop addiction happening. All you can do is hope to treat and help people get out of it. People are going to get into it. You can't avoid getting addicted to things. You can't avoid having people get like, oh, remove access. You know that doesn't work. Come now. So treatment is the only answer. Let's just get back into our crochet talk now. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Anyway, all that's to say, when I met the lovely gentleman Mike, his name is Mike. I don't think it's a secret because, again, I don't think he has social media. Anyway, Mr. Mike was very nice, and I cleaned out my whole front garden. I filled an entire garden waste bag, like those big ones, the big brown bags, filled it up, and now I removed about half of the Swiss chard in the garden so that the other half can now get really big, and I removed all the weeds. So hopefully now the marigolds, cosmos, what else did I see? I saw the butterfly weed. What is that stuff called? Milkweed. A couple stuff. There's a couple things I left in the garden to grow. Basically anything pretty I left behind, and a whole bunch of Swiss chard and some kale, I think. There might be a few other things, but mostly it's pretty empty looking right now. But the back garden looks pretty fantastic right now. Where did I put my other tripod? I don't remember. The relationships formed with the healthcare workers involved are life-saving on levels deeper than just getting off the substance. Totally. Thank you, Sid. Thank you for summarizing. Clean and concise. So, what did I do yesterday? I finished my video. Were you proud of me? I got it all done. The video came out. I think it looks good. I think it's a pretty good video. I feel good about it. It's for a pair of baby scratch mittens. That's what came out yesterday. If you have not had a chance to watch my newest video, please take a second and watch it at your convenience. Because I made it for you. I did it for you, Dad. All right, that looks pretty good. Just organizing my setup here so you can watch me crochet, because that's what we're here for, is the crochet project. So we are working currently on the front body piece of the sweater. We have a bunch of green at this point, and we're just going to keep working on the green, moving forward on it until, what did we say, like 29 rows or 39 rows, something like that. Candace watched it and loved it. Oh, awesome. Glad you loved it. Oh, hold on. Let's see, what are we doing here? We want you to be, oops, a little more this way, a little more this way. Is that good? Maybe a little more like this. Hold on, a little more like that. That's probably good. Yeah, that's probably okay. Let me just get myself comfy, cozy, and ready to crochet. Oh, excuse me. I'm not tired. I had an amazing sleep last night. I don't know what happened, but I got so tired in the evening. Like, I know what happened. I had anxiety yesterday. I've had anxiety a couple of days in a row, and I don't care for it. I'm not appreciative of having it. It's not something that I want for myself. So we're not in the best situation anxiety wise, but because I was anxious, I was so tired. Something happens when I get really anxious is that I have to go to sleep to get over it. So I went to bed really early yesterday, and I woke up this morning looking like I had cried myself to sleep. I didn't. I just went to sleep. Like, I just passed out early. Like, probably at like 9:30 is when I was asleep. And that's early. I'm usually in bed at like 10:30, 11. That's when Alex and I usually go to bed. So 9:30 is really early. And I woke up this morning and my eyes, like, there was like sleep all on the corners of my eyes, which sometimes happens, but not as often. And also my eyes were like, like, you might be able to see it still. You definitely can see it. Look, if I hold on. Do you see how swollen it is? Do you see? Like, I know you can see it a little bit, but like they were like this. I looked like swollen. And I washed my face, put on my makeup, and it was the best thing we could get for today. But I don't know what was up because I didn't. It really looked this morning like I had cried myself to sleep. And I didn't even have any bad dreams. Like, I just had like a heavy sleep. I just slept hard. But I feel good now. Just kind of groggy. I feel kind of groggy, like I'm still tired, but I'm not. I had a good sleep. So there's that for that. I don't know how far we have to go. I don't remember with this. We wrote it down, I think, as a pattern. So I'll look back at it after a few rows. Did you guys do anything fun yesterday? Oh, do you know what I have to do today? I have to go and do more work on that door. I'm going to go over to my friend's house and I'm going to help her, hopefully, remove more paint from her door. I told you about this, right? I think I did. Anyway, after the stream today, I'm going to be going and helping strip the paint off of my friend's front door so that she can paint her door. We have to sand it. I think we have to take the door off the hinges, which I'm a little bit concerned about. But we also have to sand it. And we also have to remove all the hardware so that we can remove all the paint. I think we kind of underestimated how much work was going to be involved in painting a front door. And like, if it had only been painted once or twice before, we would probably have just painted on top of the existing paint. But this house is like old, and the previous owners and the owners before that 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 all have painted this front door, apparently, because it has had the color changed like 6 times. So there's a thick layer of outdoor paint on this door. And because of that thick layer of paint, we can't just paint over it or it's going to look like a landlord special. So we started by heating it up and scraping it off. We scratched the door 1,000 times. So now we have to strip the rest of the paint, sand the rest of the door down, then prime it, then paint it. It's become a very big job. Hello, loves. Hey, Candy. Good morning. Garden picks incoming. It's carrot time. Love that for you. Carrot time is a good time. Did I tell you I did that we got peaches? Oh, I also got bit like to heck by Gary yesterday. Look at this. He bit me, and that purpley bit behind the... Hold on. The purpley bit of skin behind the bite, that's a bruise because of how hard he bit me. There's no skin break. That's just blood blister under my skin and then a bruise under that. He bit me so hard. I told the birds, we're going downstairs. It's time for a bath, which is just what we call when I go for a shower. The birds come with me. Because if I don't bring them with me, they stay up here and scream because they want to be down in the bathroom, but they don't want to fly down. They want to be carried down. It's like very tantrum toddler vibes. So anyway, they didn't want to come down for a bath. Then I go downstairs and they start screaming because I didn't take them down. So I come back up and I'm like short-tempered because it's time. I'm going to shower. I want to shower. So I said, come on, Gary. And I said, okay, then go bedtime, which means go back in your cage. So he goes in his cage. Then I stick my hand in his cage and I say, come on, let's go. He jumps on my hand. I put my finger on his foot so that he doesn't jump off of my hand. I'm not holding him tight. It's like more of a reminder to him to stay on my foot. It's not like a pressure. It's like a touch. Anyway, I have him come out. And then as soon as he gets out of the cage, he grabs onto my shirt, holds it, and then like falls off my hand. So he's holding by his beak on my shirt. So I grab with my other hand and I grab around his body, which I do all the time. In the process, somehow he ends up upside down. So his tail is on this side and his head is on this side. And I'm going, Gary, what the heck are you doing? And I grabbed him with my hand, not hard. We do this all the time. It's not usually dramatic. And then he turned around and he bit my finger so hard, I let go. He was hanging off my hand. Like not flying, just hanging by his beak off my hand. And I'm going, Gary! And I get him with my other hand. And then he bites this hand. And then I'm just holding him against my body with my hand. And I brought them downstairs. And then we took a shower and everything was fine. But wow, he bit hard. And hard enough that when I pulled my hand away, he remained attached to me. And it was annoying. Anyway, this morning he was fine and he gave kisses, so must have just been a weird attitude where he didn't know what he wanted, because they're like toddlers and you just have to sometimes accept that for no reason at all they have absolute rage. Occasionally, for no reason at all, my birds are just absolute demonic creatures from hell. I mean, a lot of the time they're very sweet and they're little Tweety birds, but sometimes with no warning. You know, like how they say, like, some dogs you can't tell when they're going to bite? That's like every single parrot. Every single parrot, you can mostly tell when they're going to bite, but sometimes it just comes out of nowhere. Most of the time they'll give you some warning signs, just like most dogs, most of the time. I'm sure there were warning signs. I just didn't see them. Anyway, so I spent a lot of time in the garden clearing stuff out yesterday. What else did I do yesterday? I feel like I did a whole lot of nothing. Oh, I took the car in. Our car needed service, so I took the car in. Alex booked some service and alignment, maybe. I dropped the car off, and then they shuttled me home. They used to have a shuttle, and they just Ubered me home. And I was like, okay, I'll take an Uber, whatever. And I came home, and I was feeling very good about the fact that I helped. I helped with the car, because I literally never help with anything to do with the car. Like, I barely even fill up our car. The car is essentially Alex's car, and sometimes I drive it. It is both of our car. It's supposed to be both of our responsibility, but I truly am I treat it like it's Alex's car, because I almost never fill it up with gas. I've never taken it for an oil change. I've never done any maintenance. Alex does everything to do with the car. And that is how I like it. That's the way I prefer it. I'd rather never have anything to do with cars. It's just none of my business. It's making a noise? Cool. Tell me when you made it stop doing that. I don't want to know why it's making the noise. I don't want to know what part. I don't know. I don't want to know. Everything with a car costs so much money that it makes me upset. So I'm glad to not be involved. Because sometimes, like, Alex just got us a thing for on top of the car. It's like a Rubbermaid tote for on top of the car, but it's fancier because it's for cars and it's specifically for our car. And they're like $300. He said, I got this thing, blah, blah, blah. We needed it, blah, blah, blah. And I said, how much was it? And he said, do you want to know? And I was like, probably not. Probably not. Alex is so responsible with budgeting. I have no worry about him being so aware of all of that stuff. And yet, like yesterday, the service, they were like, so it's going to be $150 plus tax. And I was like, ew, what are you guys even doing? And they were like, oh, we're going to balance the wheels. And I was like, that's going to cost $150. I didn't say any of that. I was very polite because Alex had already told me it was going to be $150. But like, when I asked, like, what are you specifically doing? What's like your actual job today here? Anyway, doesn't matter. Not my problem, not my responsibility. The car is a boy job and I am not a boy. At least that's how I live my life. Like, I am totally a feminist, except when it comes to Alex does the cat litter, the garbage, the recycling, and the car. Otherwise, I'm a total equal opportunity, equal rights, equal responsibilities, equal pay, equal everything. Women are amazing. But also, I won't be doing the recycling or the garbage or the cat poop or the car. Thank you. Balancing ends up being a lot because of the time it takes. It's all labor charge. Yeah, totally. It's just none of my business. You know what I mean, Sid? I give the keys to the man and then I sit in the room and I drink a coffee. I prefer to be like a brainless bimbo when it comes to the car. Like when I bring the car somewhere, if they ask me a question, I just go like, it's a brown one. I don't actually, I'm an adult, but like, that's how my brain works. What color's your car? I don't know, like greenish. What's your car's color? Gray? I don't know what the color's called. I remember in my childhood, our van was called Bronze Mist Metallic. That was the color of that car. I don't know the color of this car. And I don't care because it's a car and I don't care about them. Anyway, I brought the car in for service. Our car is now balanced. We have a balanced vehicle, which is great. Love that for us. Anyway, so I haven't filmed a video yet for next week because due to the anxiety I was dealing with yesterday, which is so fun. You know what feels really good? Being so anxious that you don't get any work done and then having huge amounts of guilt for being lazy and slacking off, even though I was genuinely like not cool yesterday. It's super. I love that for us. So how are your gardens doing, everybody? Has the cold started setting in where you're at? Where I'm at, it's getting colder. This morning, I went outside in a t-shirt and it was cold. I did pick a really beautiful bouquet. Do you want to see the flowers in my beautiful bouquet? Because my bouquet from today is so pretty. I already gave it to Alex, but then I decided to show it to you guys also. Here it is. Let me show it to you in this camera so I can identify all the flowers for you one at a time. Isn't it pretty, first of all? What a pretty bouquet. She's gorgeous. So I've got white Lisianthus still blooming. This stem it's got to be more than 2 weeks old now in the vase. I've just cut the bottom off and added it to new bouquets. I have Cosmos. These are like basic Dazzler Cosmos. I don't even think they're Dazzler. I think they're just Sensation Mix. These are Picotee, the ones with the pink on the end. These ones here are the Apricotta. Let me see if I can get you the coloring. Look at the color. Do you see the yellow on it? Wow. Look at these ones. Wow. Oh, wow. How do you get them to last that long? Well, Lisianthus, I didn't do anything. I didn't add anything to the water. I didn't do anything to the stems. I just put them in water and then changed the water whenever I put a new bouquet in. So maybe every 4 or 5 days, the Lisianthus came out of the water, the dead flowers were removed, a new bouquet was put together, the Lisianthus went back in the bouquet. So like, I didn't do anything. But look at the difference in shape and size. Look at this one. Do you see how like rosy shaped it is? But look at this. Tell me that doesn't just look like a white rose. That just looks just like a white rose. Look at this. Isn't she stunning? For a wedding, why would you even have roses? Also, I still have some yarrow, still beautiful marigolds. Also the black scabiosa. Look how dark they are. Aren't they stunning? Look how dark they really are that black. Like, look at them up close. It's like really, 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 really dark, dark, dark wine purple. But like, it's so dark that like it's black. Isn't that cool? She's gorgeous. I worked on the yard itself, so I'm happy. They look like berries. I know, right? Aren't they so pretty? But the marigolds, the Apricotta Cosmos are obviously still my favorite. So I picked actually all the blooming Cosmos from today, and this is what I have blooming just for today. Tomorrow there will probably be more because they open new ones every day, but I picked pretty deep, so it might be a couple days to replace. But I picked all the Cosmos this morning. There's the Picotee, that white one with the pink outline. Do you see those Apricotta? Look at that color. So pretty. Be sure to save seeds for them. For what? The Apricotta Cosmos? Bro. Way ahead of you. Actually, I'm not way ahead of you. It's not like I've started saving seeds yet. I will. Gosh, I want to pick out next year's garden already. I'm feeling now I want to look at all my seeds and decide what we need to save more seeds for. Also, look at Peekaboo just sitting back here on the blanket. She's so cute. What do I want to do? I don't want to crochet right now. I'm not in the mood. What can we do instead? Do you want to look on Discord and see Candy's garden and what Candy's been up to? Let's see. Yep, I remember you were light on them at the start of the season, and I don't want you to be sad. I was light on them, you're right, because you love those flowers. It's the truth. You're right about that. That's a good call. Apricotta Cosmos definitely needs saving. Seed saving will occur. I don't think I'm going to bother saving seeds for the other colors. Probably just I save seeds for every single plant that I grow. I have a problem. In my brain, I say, I'm not going to save seeds for that because I didn't even like the plant. But then I'm like, it's already here, you know? Sorry, Discord is loading, so if it's a little choppy for a sec, it's because of that. Sid, I love your name, Dysregulated AF. I'm sorry you're dysregulated right now, Sid. All right, hold on a sec. I'm just waiting on the old Discord. Just waiting on it there. You could, at the very end, to put in the Patreon member seed packs. That's old now. It was a bad day. Oh, okay, good, Sid. I'm glad it's done. All right, let's have us a look-see at whatever we're looking at here. One sec. Discord, beautiful. I see some chicory. You can do it, little Discord. Hello. These are cute. Sunflower. Beautiful. Sunflower, powdery mildew coming in, starting to get us. Hey there. That's the small one, right? Just kidding. I don't even need you to confirm. I know that's the small one because this is the big one. I know it because I have the same thing growing right now. That's so fun, Candy. I'm glad we're literally at the exact same point in our growing right now. Mine are both the same. It's literally like the same. Those might as well be my pictures. Woodland lettuce, not chicory. Oh, okay. Woodland lettuce. Indeed. Oh, my poor, poor computer. Deep breaths, little computer. It's going to be okay. You're going to be okay. All right, we've got another with a weird shape coming back there. Another sunny. Ooh, you can tell they're hot because they're ugly. That's the rule with peppers. The uglier the pepper, the hotter it is. That's my rule, and I'm sticking to it. The thinner the skin, like the smaller the flesh and the uglier the pepper, the hotter it is. So I'm telling you, I bet you those are hot. I tell you what. Gorgeous. Simply gorgeous. Flower buddies. We're literally flower twins because I have the same thing in my garden. Do you want to see my dried flowers, by the way? I have now, the pepper plant was a gift from a neighbor. Oh, that's nice. I have so many dried flowers now, not pressed flowers, flowers I hung upside down to dry. I want to show them to you because I bundled them up into a bouquet and it's so pretty. It's not like a done bouquet. It's more like just for storage. We'll make the bouquets for beauty later. Alrighty then. So, here's what we dried out so far. Oh my god, look how pretty this is. Are you kidding me? Look at that. Come on. Stop. Look at. Alex's office is like an apothecary. It literally looks like, like Outlander, you know, like in the kitchen. These all just hang upside down in Alex's office, but I'm going to show them to you up close, obviously, because they're very pretty, and I love them so much. Ignore the box of cookies on my desk. I was depressed and achy, and Alex brought them home for me. Okay, are you ready for this? Look at this one. Look at these yarrow. Look how cute they look. So the flower color has obviously faded, which is fine by me. These are only being held together in order to dry them. I'm eventually going to pull all of these apart and make them into bouquets because that's what I'm doing now every year for my sister for Christmas because she told me she liked it once, and now that's my whole identity. Because, you know, like when someone's like, I like pigs. So then you start getting them statues of pigs for the rest of their life. My sister said, I like dried flowers. And I said, say less. So let me show you some of the things that I have going on. There are a couple in here that are still in the process of drying. I also have Feverfew. This is like a baby bundle, like short stems, but I didn't want to get rid of them. Feverfew, yarrow, gorgeous. Then I have straw flowers and poppy seed heads and some amaranth. So these are amaranth branches that I picked off earlier in the season, took all the leaves off and hung them upside down. What's interesting about amaranth is when you pick it, it goes limp first. So if you pick it and you put it into a bouquet, you're going to end up with this. Hold on, I have one here that isn't all the way dry yet. One sec. Let me find it. Is it this? Yeah, okay, so this is not all the way dry yet, and I'll show you what happens. So if I was to keep this in a vase, you see it flops right over. Do you see how this part is stiff now? Right here is stiff. You can see this part of the branch doesn't have, like if I were to hold it just by here, do you see it sticks out straight? So the water has already evaporated out of this part of the stem, but it hasn't evaporated out of all of this part of the stem. I do have the option of like sticking it with a pin or a needle, but what I usually just do is I hang it upside down. I'm going to just sort of mush this one a little to force it, but I hang it upside down and then the whole thing dries while it's upside down and it gets stiff. So this just means it's not fully dried yet. Once it's fully dried, it'll stand up straight with no problem. Well, straight. It'll stand up, which is great. I have some other amaranth. I think this is a coral fountain. I have long stems on these ones because I'd rather have more and then get rid of some versus having a short stem and then not being able to use it like this. This is a huge long stem, and this is a wild amaranth. So these are mostly just going to be filler in a dried flower bouquet, but they're so pretty that they're like a nice little bouquet on their own already. And then I've got some poppy seed heads. Not very many. I didn't think very hard to collect many. That's okay. And then I've got some straw flowers from a little bit earlier in the season. This beautiful dark one on a single stem. Look at that. Straw flowers do the same thing. They flop over when they're fresh, and then after they dry, they get really stiff. So you just have to hang them upside down to dry so that they can dry straight. Because if you try and dry them upright, they'll flop over. And then you'll have dry, flopped over flowers. They'll be hard, but they'll be flopped over. Which I guess if you want that, it could be a look. Okay, I'm just collecting everybody back together because I'm going to have to rebundle these. I also have a pretty good amount of status, which is nice. Not a lot. I didn't plant enough, unfortunately for me, but I have enough that I'm able to enjoy a few bouquets probably. Okay, let me just move this first bundle out of the way with that unfinished amaranth. Don't even think about it, Beelzebub. Okay, bundle number 2. This is wheat. Unfortunately, the stems are short. I did do a long stemmed bundle of this, but I hung it outside to dry, and the mice found it. And that makes sense because this is literally a grain. I don't know what I was thinking hanging this to dry outside. But I do have a little bundle of shorter stems right here. And I will probably use these in some bouquet, maybe as like the bottom, like the bouquet will kind of sit in the middle of a group of these. But these were just growing as a weed in my parents' garlic garden. So when they were green, I picked them, and they've turned yellow since. Let's see if the grains are any good in there. They're a little shriveled up. I could probably use them for seed, but I'm more interested in the look of the little grain. Oh my God, I saw your mom is advertising it's grape time. Oh, I did not know. Cool. We love grape time. All right, I'm going to sort. I think I'll sort by flower type here. So I have a couple other long stems of yarrow here. These ones did not dry in a bundle, so they're a little more like spaced out. The ones that dry in a bundle seem to be a lot more like straight stemmed. I also have all this apricot status. Whoa, that looks so pretty. Look at that. Isn't that so pretty? This is apricot status. I didn't grow as much this year as I did last year, but last year, even though I grew more of it, I feel like I got around the same amount of stems just because there wasn't enough flowers, or there wasn't enough sunlight rather, unfortunately. And then I've got, what else do I have here? There's another status. I've got a grass seed head, more amaranth. I've got some celosia that dried out. Looks beautiful. Celosia is perfect to dry. See how nice those little tufts are and how skinny the stems are. Perfect for a dried flower bouquet. I feel like that goes with amaranth to me. Are grape seeds an option to be sent next year? I don't know if the grape seeds from a grape are true to plant. That would be something I would check first, but sure, I can bring seeds or I can send seeds. But some plants, like apples, for example, they are not true to tree, true to seed, true to fruit, true to whatever. I don't know how to explain. If you plant an apple seed, you're not going to get the apple that the plant grew, that the previous tree grew. Okay, this has gone to seed, which is good, but I'm not going to keep it as a bouquet because that's going to make a mess. This is going to be a messy part for a bouquet, so that's getting removed. Then I've also got my wild or native verbena, and it dried really pretty actually. It dried quite blue for a purple flower. Can you focus? Thank you. Look how blue that dried. Because it's a purple flower. Okay, where did you go? Wild verbena. Okay, how many stems? The internet said 10 stems together. That seems like not enough stems for considering how many stems I have here. Like 10 stems together to dry doesn't seem like enough. So let's start just by putting all of our amaranth in one bundle. Peekaboo, you cannot eat this. Do not touch it. I need to get some. Do you remember how much was in the bag you gave me that year? Was that a bushel worth? Honestly, I don't even think it was a bushel that I gave you. I feel like I just gave you a big bag. I don't know though. I feel like a bushel's more than what I gave you. I feel like a bushel would have been... No, that... Hey, don't grab my stuff, peekaboo. Little devil. Yeah, I don't think it was quite a bushel. I feel like a bushel is huge. I feel like what I gave you was a basket. Because they have a bag, a basket, or a bushel. And a bushel is like what people come when they're like making wine. Like when they're like getting a lot of grapes. So I feel like a bushel wouldn't have been jam quantity, you know? Cat Brain says, ooh, toy. Literally, Cat Brain. Floofy, chaseable, love. So I'm just deciding amaranth and celosia are going together. Straw flowers are going to go together. Who else belongs together? I'm also doing more than 10 stems. I'm tying them up again. Tying them up again. When we do fill a tote bag at the apple orchard, they charge us for a bushel. When we fill a tote bag, they charge you for a bushel. Okay, well, my parents have containers that they fill and then you like pack them into your own bag later. So they have containers, a bag, a basket, and a bushel, I think, are the units. I mean, there may be something else and I'm missing something, but I feel like that's it. Okay, there's another amaranth here. Okay, I'm just going to call this a bundle, and I'm going to go get some twine to do this first amaranth bundle up with. I may be wrong. I don't think I am, though, as far as my parents' version of things. I feel like that's how it works. Okay, hold on. To do this, you go like this, right? And then wrap, 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 wrap. Yeah, okay. There's a way to wrap this up that makes it easier later. Like when we want to have a loop here, then we can wrap, 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 but I need the loop to be smaller. Oh, Alex and I started watching this show on Netflix, and it's so funny and it's so silly, and I don't know what it's called, but it's but there you go. Basket is most likely a half bushel, maybe. That sounds right, but like honestly, the basket is not a real unit. The basket is like they have baskets and that is a basket, and the bushel is a true bushel because they have like another farm gave them their old equipment, so they have like actual bushel sized harvest equipment from some other farm. Harvest like for when you're selling them to the Ontario thing. You know what I'm talking about. I don't even know what I'm talking about, but I feel like I have an idea. Can you friggin' not? There. Thank you. That's all I wanted. Well, that's so family farm coded. Yeah. The basket is like a basket they purchased, and that is how much a basket is. But I don't think it's like a basket is half a bushel. I think my mom and dad were like, this is 1/4 of a bushel in quantity, so that's how much it costs, kind of thing. However much it is in unit in relation to the bushel size. And then the bag is literally like a paper bag, like a paper lunch bag, because some people come and they only want to buy herbs. They're not going to buy a bushel of herbs, so they need to have like a smaller unit because my parents have like a huge herb garden, and they also have like, if you're just coming for cherry tomatoes, you're not going to buy a bushel of cherry tomatoes, you know? I mean, you might, but most people don't. Okay, also, these are gorgeous. Wow, these status have even more pink in them. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. Let go of straw flower. Look at that. Oh, look at all the pink in there versus this one. I feel like this one's so much. Microphone. Yeah, look. This one's like lighter. This one's more saturated. I know this one's still green, so it's still gonna dry. I'm assuming they are cash only. No, they do e-transfers too. Cash and e-transfer. I don't think they take credit cards or anything yet. I don't think they are on that kind of a grind. So pretty. I love that shade of pink blush. Me too. Me too. Apricot status is so pretty. This is going to be so fun in the winter. We're going to pull all of these apart and we're going to make them into bouquets, like into beautiful one-of-a-kind bouquets, and it's going to feel so fun and we're going to be so happy. You know what? I actually have so few. Peekaboo is just sitting under my desk. I wish you could see her. Look. This is what I'm dealing with underneath my desk. She's so cute. I love that shade of pink. Me too, me too. Look at her just staring. She's so cute. I told her she couldn't take it, so she's just not, because she's such a good kitty. Okay. Then we can tie you like this. Gorgeous. And we'll just tie that in there. Have you ever seen the cuter kitty right now? Look at her. Okay, so there we go. Now we've got status in a bundle. And we have Amaranth in a bundle. 2 bundles down. You flip this way, Amaranth. Thank you. Hey, baby. Hi. Hi. Look at those pupils. So big. Okay, back to my work here. No, you can't. That's my pants. All right. Little piece of string. Oh, I left a status here. Oops. Oh, well. All right. Now, this bundle is so big now. I'm going to pull it apart because it's loose. Like the bundle has gotten loose because they all dried out. And we can check on all these flowers now. See who's looking the most beautiful. I'm just pretending that I need this string so that Peekaboo can play. Look at her go. All right. Okay, so we have pink hummingbird salvia, but just the seed head because I think it's pretty. It has nice texture. Oh, you could see it there in front of Peekaboo better. So I have a few of those. How am I organizing here? Not well. Let's yarrow, more yarrow. I feel like the wild verbena also kind of vibes like yarrow, if that makes sense. Okay, now let's get all the straw flowers together. You can see this one's not dried out either yet. It's just starting to dry. So it's super limp right now, but when it hangs upside down to dry, it'll straighten out. Okay, and then we'll get more straw flowers. See, this one's all the way dry, so it's nice and stiff. Straw flower, straw flower. By bundling a bunch of them together, we also end up helping them stay nice and straight, like helping the stems stay straight. I'm gonna put that poppy. Well, we'll find out where to put that later. Let's continue with our straw flowers. Here's another that's not yet all the way dry, but look at 3 beautiful blooms on one stem. Beautiful. And it didn't open all the way, which is also awesome. Another celosia. I don't have a ton of colors for the straw flowers this year, unfortunately. Last year I had so many colors because I planted all of the colors. This year it seems like I didn't really plant any of the orange stuff, which is good, except now I like how they look at the end of the season, of course. I'm missing them. Last year we had really, really beautiful bright colors. This is a lovely one. It's not all the way, oh God, it's not all the way dry yet. But this one is a really pretty pink. Isn't that nice? So bright. Another thing you can do if you're drying flowers and you're trying to keep the stems really tight and straight, like if you're going to be putting them in a vase, is you can tie the stems like tightly together. I'll show you how to do that on this next bundle because there's a few that aren't dry here. And I would like them to be. So I will bundle them. All right, are we done with straw flowers? Do we have any more? There's one over here. Any more hiding? Oh my God, Peekaboo, I forgot you were there. You just scared the daylights out of me. What did I think that was? What could it have been other than you? It wasn't a spider, it was Peekaboo. Oh, that scared me for some reason, Pika. You got me. Jumping at my straw flowers. Who do you think you are? You straw flower thief. I forgot you were there, and you scared me. Lol and Pickle just hopped into my lap again. Well, you're dangling that one flower. It's true. It's true. It's not her fault. She is innocent. Peekaboo is always innocent. Okay, I think that's all the straw flowers I have hanging. I don't have any others sneaking around. No? Okay. So now I'm going to do it the wrap-up way. This twine was 50 cents. I got it for 50% off, so it was actually 25 cents. At the thrift store. Oh, the teasing. I'd do it too. See it in her eyes. Yeah, I can see it in her eyes. She's ready to pounce. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, hold on, I just have to remember what I do. It's first, get out of here. We want to wrap the whole stem and we want it to be secure. So we're going to leave a tail like this. Then I'm going to wrap it around like that. Or am I going to leave a loop on both sides? I don't remember. There's a really good way to do this, and I used to know it. Okay. We'll start like this. We'll start by wrapping like this. Peekaboo, go away. Actually, I think I want it to be tighter. Or higher up, rather. Okay. Peekaboo, this is not for you, so go somewhere else. Okay? Let me think. While I'm thinking, I want there to be a tie to allow it to hang, right? So I want the tie to be like this. Cool. Then what does that mean for me? If I want the tie to be like that, then I don't need, okay, yeah. Okay. I think I got it. Then we're going to wrap around like this. Lots and lots of times. The intent, she is calculating. She's definitely doing something. I don't know if it's calculating. I don't know if she's got that in her. I don't know if she's got that dog in her. the calculating dog. Oh, there she is, taking her chances. You peekaboo. So I'm wrapping this around the whole stem, and that's going to keep all of these stems like pretty close to parallel. At least that's the plan. But I think I did it wrong again, because this string goes here. So that's not it. Hold on. I know there's a way. I think I have to do blanket stitches around it, is what I have to do. I think that'll be better for me. Just let me live, okay? I will figure it out. I know my way around some rope, but I just have to remember what I was doing. And I think this was actually a good way to start, okay? So I'm going to start here, tie a little knot. And the knot I tie is going to be a slip knot so that it can tighten itself over time as the flowers get skinnier. Just ignoring the cat right now as she hunts for these flowers. Okay, there, slip knot done. Now I can draw this nice and tight. Great. Get all those flowers nice and parallelogrammed as best as we can. Good. Squeeze them all nice together and then bring the string up to here. And then I can start with my blanket stitch. Peekaboo. Go away. There. They look so pretty. Thank you. Oh, Shruti, good morning. Sorry, I didn't even say hello. Good morning. So now I'm just going to wrap the yarn around and pull it through the loop. Peekaboo, your claw is currently in my foot. I know you're trying to catch the yarn, but it's still in my foot. Her claw is currently in my foot. Thank you. She just took it out. Okay, so these are just the straw flowers, Shruti. Wait till you see. Get out of here, Beelzebub. What else we've got? So I'm doing these blanket stitches around the stem. And this is going to hold the stems all. See how they're like flared out at the bottom? We're going to tie them all the way down so they dry fully, kind of like stiff and straight. So then eventually when we're making our bouquets, they're going to look even better. Hi, caught your live while doing a bit of crocheting. Well, welcome and enjoy. Absolutely not. Enjoy your crocheting. Let me try and make this a little more visible. There we go. Sorry, the birds. Anyway, this is going to hold them straight. So I'm going to just continue. Sorry about the noise. The parrots sometimes just shriek for no reason, because they are a little bit demonic. If you've never had a parrot, you don't know, but you do sort of let a little bit of the soul of darkness into your home when you get parrots. You also get some of the voice of the angels, but you do also get like some of the sounds of hell. It's just what happens. And if you accept it into your home, it's kind of like a poltergeist. If you accept it into your home, it's not going to hurt you. It's just going to annoy you. You know? But if you don't accept it into your home, it'll like bother you until it makes you leave the house, you know? So people who don't like birds hate birds, but people who like birds love them. It makes sense. Beelzebub is actually not the devil, she's a poltergeist. You know, she moves stuff, she knocks things over, she shrieks. Seems like a poltergeist to me. Okay, I didn't do enough string here. That's okay. These are mostly straight at the bottom anyway, so I'm not worried about it. But you can see this like held tight, the stems together. First of all, it looks cute. Doesn't that look cute? Hanging upside down. Very rustic vibes. And also it's gonna hold those stems straight as it continues to dry. Okay, next bouquet bundle. I think I wanna do the same thing with the amaranth and with the status, because if you look at status, it actually has very unstraight stems. The stems are very, well, they're very not straight. And so I think I would like to do it with the stems of the status also. I also have 2 or 3 more stems of status that I still have yet to pick, but I'm probably gonna wait a couple of weeks for those because I would rather enjoy them on the plant longer. Come on. Status is so crispy once it's dry that you can just crack it by accident. Ugh, they all just come apart. Aren't they pretty? Gosh, status is so pretty. It's so, like, it's so weird. Look at how weird it grows. Isn't it nice? Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing for these. I'm gonna tie them together in the way that I just did those other ones. Hi, Alex. Bye, Alex.
Bye.
Love ya. See you next time. I need to buy a dried bouquet from you. Candace, do you think that that would be... Oh, no, we would have to just meet up. I'm like, do you think I could ever ship things? You know what I want to do? I want to be a person who can have a really good idea that I'm really good at doing and execute it into a functional business. That's what I wish I could be. Can't I just sell seeds for flowers? Can't I just sell patterns for crochet? The answer is yes, but I have to, like, you know, like, do it. I have to do the work. You really have to do the work to get the success, you know. Except when Gary bites. Yeah. Well, yeah, but like that's, I'm not concerned about that. Gary biting, that's just, he's just being silly. He's just being a silly bird, okay? Silly guy. Okay, I think I can squeeze these up to about here to get them to be straight, at least for this bottom side. Gary doesn't bite that often, okay? He bites like sometimes. Like, he bites once in a while. He bites almost every single day. But like, mostly he doesn't bite that much. It's just when he has feelings. He seems to have feelings every single day, but that's like none of my business. He's a sensitive guy, and I accepted having birds. So, therefore, I'm just gonna get bit. I am someone who gets bit all the time. Why? Because I have birds. My bird bit me. The answer to that question is that happened. Why did my bird bite me? Because it's a bird. Have I told you how much I love having birds? Because I do. In case I've not told you enough times. I actually do love having them. I love complaining about them. But that doesn't mean I don't love having them at all. I love having them all the time. I just also love to complain about them. Just like Rohan. I love to complain about him, but I love having him. I love him being in our home and in our lives and in our family. Okay, so I'm gonna keep tying this. Hey there, Pika. Around until I get down to the bottom of the stem. I wonder if I could just like wrap a few around without tying the knot. Peekaboo's back. And she's cooler than ever. Just looking at a seed packet on the floor underneath me. What is that seed packet for? Rudbeckia. Still have to buy potting soil. Still have to repot all of my houseplants, or at least I have to repot some of my houseplants. Still have to plan where the houseplants are going to go because every winter I put myself in the exact same position where I have more plants every winter than I did the previous winter. So I need to find new space to put those plants, which is fine. It's going to be fine. There's totally going to be enough room. I did get a new grow light, and it fits on our shelf in our bedroom. So we're going to have some of our plants in our bedroom. Hello, Samantha Stewart. Good morning. I'm bundling today some flowers together. We were crocheting, and then I got distracted telling you guys about my dried flowers, and then I had to take them out to show you. So now I'm just bundling them up, species by species, because they were just all bundled in one bundle, and now we're putting them together in by flower. Ooh, what indoor plants do you currently have? I have a Hoya australis, I think. Hoya australis. It's old. It's one of my mom's, so it's in the 20-year-old range. I have a... How old did we determine that the aloe was? My mom said that she got it when she was pretty new to teaching. She taught for 30 years, and it lived in her classroom. So it's somewhere in the 20 to 30-year-old range, an aloe that needs to come inside. I also have an umbrella tree and a money tree that need to come inside. I have a lemon tree as well. I also have a coffee plant and a whole bunch of Oxalis triangularis that need to come in. Who else is out there? I also have a Dracaena tree out there and a whole bunch of snake plants, like a lot of snake plants. I have many large pots of snake plants that are going to come inside. Alex's office, my partner works from home as well. His office is like north facing in the house, so it doesn't get a lot of light. So his office generally is where the snake plants live. Oh, I also have like golden pothos, marble queen pothos. I have a couple of cacti. I have this ripsalis that's a hanging basket that I don't know where he's going to live this winter. He usually lives in Alex's office in the window, but it's gotten pretty big, so I don't know how that's going to work. We'll see. Wow, 30 years. That plant has seen a lot too, hasn't it? Yeah, the aloe has seen thousands of children grow up because it lived in my mom's classroom for 30 years. So how many kids? Let's say there's 25 kids per class. And if she teaches one class a year, okay, I guess it's not thousands of kids. 25 times 10 is 250. So 250, 500, 750. Plus all of the kids that came in and out. Okay, maybe 1,000 kids have seen those aloe plants grow. But more than that, because my mom was also a learning resource teacher, so she helped all of the kids do like reading programming. And she also was a special needs teacher in addition. She was like a classroom teacher, a special needs teacher, and a learning resource teacher, and a French teacher throughout her years of teaching. And she taught at many schools. So yeah, probably 1,000 kids have seen those aloe plants over the years. And same thing, my Dracaena tree. My grandmother died in 1998, and my grandpa received the Dracaena tree at the funeral with like a flower arrangement. It was like in the middle of a flower arrangement. Anyway, the rest of the stuff died, and he repotted the Dracaena. My grandpa was a plant guy and kept it alive forever. So there's a Dracaena tree that I have that's at least from 1998. Wow, that's amazing. I think it's pretty amazing. I like having plants that are old. The only thing that makes me sad about them, like I have a lemon tree that belonged to an old lady. She said it was 30 years old when she gave it to me, and she said it had fruited lots of times. It was like a potted lemon tree. It's never fruited or even flowered for me, but honestly, if it had been with her for 30 years, I'm kind of considering that it's in a period of mourning because I've only had it for like 5 years. So I'm just letting it mourn its previous family. But yeah, I love having the old plants. The only downside for me about having the old plants is how much more responsibility I feel for them. Like, I feel like if they die, I have like I owe them a lot. Like, I have to keep them alive because they've been alive as long or longer than me. All right, the status is now tied up. So that stem will stay nice and straight, at least from this point. So they'll all be parallel. There we go. And now we have our first 2 bundles done, straw flower and status. Here's what they look like from the front. Straw flowers, status, very pretty. Now let's do the same thing for the amaranth because it's got crappy bendy stems. I didn't think about it, but it does, and that's a good idea. Okay, so let me find the rest of the amaranth. There's a few more pieces in here. Here's a nice big one. I feel like I just like having the option of amaranth because sometimes when there's nothing else that fits right in a space, amaranth fits perfect. Tell me this is status. Oh no, good. It's just yarrow. That's fine. I thought I just found another status and I was gonna be like, really? Okay, there's amaranth. Amaranth. Here's the one that's super not finished drying yet. Okay, there and there. Any more? There's one. Also not done drying yet. I see some more. Oh, excuse me. Oh my god, I just got so nauseous. 1 second. So rude. Okay, just 1 sec. I just need my random and extreme nausea to settle. All right, I think it's settled for now. Okay, amaranth, amaranth, amaranth. Are we gonna keep the celosia together? Let's keep the celosia as its own thing. It has shorter stems. And I tied this together because I thought I was done. Anywho, sorry, I didn't reply to you, Samantha. I'm in Southern Ontario in Canada. And my flowers are not yet finished for the season, but I am feeling like it's fall. So I have been harvesting a lot more of my flowers that grow well as dried flowers. I've been harvesting a lot of them as often as I can because I just feel in my knower that this year is not a year where we're going to have a late frost. This year is going to be a year of early frost. I can feel it in my bones. All right, I'm just going to take the celosia out because I think that'll bind better together. Because of how thin the stems are. I can't wait to start harvesting that celosia. The one that's the big, tall, pink one that I have. That's the one I'm really excited about. Okay, now let's make sure all of our stems are about as lined up as we can get them. If we have short stems, we'll pull them up a little bit. Like that. And like that. Okay, so we'll start wrapping. Maybe, where are you? Start wrapping maybe around here. Or pull that. No, not pull that. Push that one. What are you guys attached to? Okay, you can come down a little. No, not you. Not you. How about you guys? You guys? No, what are you attached to? Okay, I think we'll bundle like this. And then everything else, there's MasterCard. Or should we pull all the plumes down to the same height and then bundle down? That might be a good idea. So that all the stems have the same straightness from where the flower starts. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense now, doesn't it? Just let me solve my own problems. I'm gonna figure it all out. There. And then you can come down lower. You guys can come down lower. You are all attached, so you can stay where you are. Okay, there. Now roughly all the stems are in the same location. There. Those are all of our celosias for now. There will be more because the season is not yet over and I have not harvested very much. Now I'm noticing I did not harvest very much celosia at all. Beelzebub, don't even think about it. She's wandering on the cage behind me trying to get close. Trying to get close enough to snatch some of these things. She's trouble, I tells ya. Okay. So first knot. We are going to crochet, I think. I think we'll make it to do some crochet. I just have to do this first. So a little knot, then I'll start with my little blanket stitches. Hi, Peekaboo. She's headbutting my feet. Okay. I think I want that first stitch to be above the knot. Okay. Anybody else doing any fun crafts today? Anybody working on any crochet projects? I didn't do any crocheting yesterday. I planned to. I set up to film. I got my desk set up for filming. And then I just didn't do it because my brain wasn't working, I guess. My brain was not on my team yesterday. And that happens sometimes. You just can't do it. You having fun, Beelzebub? She's just chewing on a piece of wood. She wants my bouquet, but she can't have it, so she's got to chew on wood she's allowed to, which is in her jungle gym. I don't know if you can hear it from how far away from the mic you are, but you know, just working on an off-shoulder top. Hopefully it comes out okay. Well, I hope it looks really cute. I hope for you it comes out exactly how you want it to, whatever that means. Okay, I'm just kind of untwisting some of these stems as I get closer to the spot they're in so that we don't end up with any shattered stems. Yeah, this is working how I wanted. This is a better idea, I think, than just straight up hanging them upside down. This allows them to dry really straight, which is going to be great. This is going to make it so much easier than last year. Last year when I was putting these together, I just dried them upside down. I didn't do this binding technique I'm doing now. And I really think this is going to make all the difference this winter when we are arranging them, because they're going to be so much straighter, so much easier to arrange stems that are straight than it is to arrange stems that are very, very twizzly and curly. I wish that I could get more of my flowers to dry beautifully, but so far I haven't had any luck with marigolds. There's a few creators that I follow that have done dried flower looks with marigolds, but mine just kind of turn to like paper, like they really start to like fall apart. So I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or if it's a different kind of marigold, but I want to see if there's any other among my flowers that would dry well this year. Next year I really want to grow Pearly Everlasting, Pearly Winged Everlasting, I think it's called. It's basically a white straw flower that is small. So it looks really pretty and it dries well. And apparently it's a perennial. What? So that's cool. I'm down for a straw flower that perennializes. Or straw flower adjacent. It's not a straw flower, but it really, really looks like one. The cold has already started to damage some of my plants. I can already see where overnight it went down to 9 degrees, which is pretty cold for the 3rd of September, at least in the recent past. Maybe in the olden days that was correct. But like ever since, you know, these hot summers have become consistent for us, these ice cold winters and early frosts feel like they're farther in the past for me. So I thought we were like done with that sort of early winter, but this winter I think is going to be an early one, unfortunately. So I'm glad I'm getting this done because I don't know how many flowers I will have left to dry. I wish I could hang these in my room to just decorate with, but unfortunately the demon birds I talked about would not make it last very long in here. Okay, I don't think I need that long of stems, so I think I'm going to cut the stems here. I think that's long enough. I'm not going to be putting them in any huge vases. Okay. There we go. Now I can just tie a little knot here. Cute. And then another little knot right here. Were those plant shears? I kept them off camera so that you wouldn't have to think about it, Candace. I was protecting you. Shut up, don't tell my brother. Okay, here we go. 3 bundles are done. I know that's why you did that. Whatever, Candace. Okay, so here's our first 3 bundles. We've got Status, we've got Amaranth, and we've got Straw Flowers. Here's what the first 3 look like. Very pretty. Now let's do the same thing to, I think we have Celosia, we have Salvia, and we have Gomphrena. So let's do Celosia next because she's cute and fairly prolific. I feel like we did pretty good with the number of stems we got this year. I mean, we're not done the year yet. I know I'm talking like it's already dead. I'm talking like winter has already arrived. It's not here yet. We still have time. Ooh, pretty. Pretty. Pretty flowers. Gotta hang these upside down. Any more Celosia hiding here that I'm not noticing? Here's one. Any more? No. None under there? Nope, that's a Salvia. Come back here, you. Thank you. Okay, so here's my Celosia. You can see how much thinner these stems are. So these are gonna bind up really well. So what I think I'll do is I'll lower the stems that are the longest ones so that all the plumes are together. Like that. Hold on, you. Go back down here. Okay, what about you? Who are you attached to this? Pull you down to here. Okay, I think that's this guy. And who are you attached to? This guy. Okay, I think that's good. Hold on. Plume, you come down lower. Thank you. And then you. Just organizing them so that the plumes are all at the same height, hopefully, roughly. That way we can wrap it really nice and tight all the way down the stem. Even though the stems are all different lengths, which is fine. There. Okay, so now all the plumes are together. Good. One more fanfic edited. Love that for you. Hold on, you I think need to come lower because I need you to be wrapped tighter. There. So now we're gonna bind them. I think I'm gonna head off and deal with some gardening myself. Sounds good, Sid. Have a good rest of your day. Stay hydrated. Don't work too hard. Y'all take care. You too. Okay, so there's my celosia. Ooh, that's kind of fun, all as one little grouping. But that's not what we're doing. We're bundling. We are bundlers. Okay. Now let's bundle the heck out of this celosia. First, we'll start with our little knot, just to hold the yarn in place. And by yarn, I mean twine. I'm not even going to double knot. These stems feel pretty weak right now. I wish I had something sturdy to hold up against them. Ooh, this is sturdy. Let's hold you up against them. I know you're not like best friends or anything, but that's okay. Okay. Get them good and wound up nice and tight. And then we'll start our blanket stitches. Gorgeous. All right, now this is going to take a little bit of time, so just bear with me. There's our first one. And now we'll just work all the way down. By the way, if you have not yet clicked the thumbs up button today on today's stream, please take a second and do that. Only takes a second for you, but it really does help the channel in terms of the algorithm gods. And you know, that's who we worship here at the YouTube, the algorithm gods. That is who we have to appease. So please click the like to appease the algorithm gods. Unless that feels blasphemous for you. And then like the video because you like hanging out here. So, what's going on? What's happening? Did anybody else see all of the news that was saying that Donald Trump died, or that Donald Trump is stepping down, or that Donald Trump had a stroke, or that Donald Trump disappeared? I feel like all my news feed for the last few days until he made his appearance was like, what's gonna happen next? Is JD Vance about to be the president of the United States? And I was laughing because a lot of the people who are on like the more far left in the political talking places in the US are saying like, don't get your hopes up. That's never going to happen. Because when you think this is it, he's done, it's going to be better. It's not. It won't. Even if he stops being in control, he has put so many bad guys into power that his hold on the country is going to take like a generation to dismantle, which sucks and is scary for Canadians to watch from afar. I've given myself a little blister from pulling these strings. Anyway, that's what my newsfeed has been, so that's super cool. That and so much like AI video. Like I've been seeing so much AI video coming up on my feed that I'm just like, ugh. I tried to scroll on Facebook. I was making fun of my sister the other day because she had said Facebook like 3 times in one day, which doesn't happen anymore. Like, how often are you saying I saw that on Facebook? Me, not often. Anyway, she was saying something. So I was like, I'm going to go back on Facebook and see what's up. Genuinely, I started scrolling on whatever the video part is. Reels is Instagram. So Facebook is Shorts? No, that's YouTube. Whatever it's called on Facebook, the short videos on Facebook. I was scrolling and genuinely on the pictures, it was like every second picture was generated. Like it would be like, here's a picture of a quilt that I made. I follow a lot of like crafty things. Here's a lot of here's a picture of a quilt that I made. Please be nice. It's my first quilt. And there's a generated picture of a quilt with a generated picture of an old lady who's like sad in the generated picture. And if you like look up close at her hands, or if you look up close at her hair or any part of the photo, you can focus for a minute and be like, okay, that's not real. But like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of comments being like, you did a great job on your first quilt. Wow. My first quilt didn't look that good. Like all this stuff, but it's like not real. They're commenting on a made up thing. Or it'll be like this for the dog that's sitting underneath his owner's gravestone, but it's a made up dog. It's not a real dog. The dog has a frown like a person. It's an AI generated dog that's frowning. And people are like, dogs are so noble. Wow, congratulations on raising a good dog who was there till the end. And like, people don't know that it's not real. And it was making me freak out to look at, so I ended up just leaving. But that's super fun. Because people talk about how much money you can make on Facebook, like as a creator. A lot of the creators I follow have a Facebook following as well. And they like post videos on Facebook. And I was just entertaining the idea. Just thinking about it. Wasn't going to do it. I was just thinking about it. And just the sheer number of generated AI slop made me feel like I don't want to put my stuff on here. I don't want it to be used to train more crap that looks like this, you know? There. Got it. Got it. Now I can tie it. How do I want to tie this? I think I want to tie it like a knot like this. Okay. There. Now it can tighten if it needs to. And now our celosia stems will be straight after they finish drying out. They will be nice and straight. And then we can pull them off and they won't fall. So now we have celosia. We have straw flowers. We have status, and we have amaranth. Next, we have, I think we'll do salvia next. I think that's a good idea. Morning, Michelle. Morning, everybody. Lovely. Actually, let's do the long stems of yarrow with the native verbena. Yarrow. Long stems of yarrow. Yarrow, darling, what are you doing? Come here. More yarrow. Hi, Alex.
Oh.
Good day.
Good day.
I said good day.
I said good day.
And then we got white yarrow. Look how cute. Soup time. He hasn't been eating soup in like months. It's popcorn time. Right on cue. Is it right on cue? Do you know what's so funny? No alarms. The man just has a internal clock.
Ooh.
You.
Really?
You literally get up at the exact same time every single day. And you get up at the exact same time at the end of the day. And you get up at the exact same time when it's time for your afternoon break.
What can I say?
Michelle says good morning, and so does Candace.
I'm efficient.
Yes, you are efficient. You're on schedule. So I think I'm going to harvest more of the wild verbena. I didn't know it was going to turn so blue, and look how pretty it looks with the yarrow. It kind of dries looking similar. Like it fits with the yarrow quite well. Here's a white one that isn't done drying, so I'm going to just try and fit it in and let it let it finish drying with the dried ones. Again, this is not the final bouquet. This is just us storing these flowers until it's time to arrange them in the winter. In the winter, we'll come back, pull them all apart, and then make them into individual bouquets that I will gift to my friends and family for Christmas. So pretty. I love the combo of the colors. Me too. I do wish a little bit more of the flower survived with the yarrow. I feel like it fades pretty drastically, but I think it's still pretty. Lots of good pink in there. What is that about, Beelzebub? Why you yell like that, huh? No one wants that. Do you know that about yourself? No one wants to hear you shriek. Maybe Gary does. Maybe Gary likes to hear you shriek. Okay. Cool. There we go, and there we go. I think that's all of them. Those verbena really did grow and dry really nicely. Look how blue they look. They're like a bright purple flower, so what a pretty way for them to dry. Okay, there we go. Another beautiful yarrow bundle. How pretty! Stop, that's gorgeous. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna bundle them tight to keep all the stems really nice and parallel. No other secret beautiful things here? No? Good. Okay, maybe I'll bundle them with these guys because these are all dry, or maybe I'll do 2 separate bundles because that's pretty enough as is. Loving all the pastels. This yarrow is called Summer Pastels, so funny you should say that. This actually is called Summer Pastels. Okay, I'm just gonna start with a little bit of a rock and a roll over there. Good. Then I'll come up bit by bit like that until I'm at the height I want. So I do have a goal for this year still for finding yarrow. I want to go along the highway on the service roads. We have roads that run parallel to the highway called service roads. And basically they're just slower than the highway. And they have, you can stop more easily than on the highway. And I want to drive along the service road and I want to look for yellow yarrow. I know I can get it at the garden center. I'm aiming to try and find it wild because it grows wild here. Gonna grab a nap. Sounds good, Candy. Have a good rest of your day. Don't work too hard. We'll be here till noon, and don't forget to click like before you head out. Thanks for all the hearts. Anyway, I want to stop at the side of the road and dig out some of this wild yarrow. I could go buy it. I'm gonna go help with dinner. Catch you later. Take care. Sounds good, Shruti. Have a good rest of your day as well. And click the thumbs up before you leave. And I'm lurking. Thanks for hanging out. Even if you're lurking, I'm happy you're here. Anyway, Shruti is working on an off-the-shoulder top, Louisa. She mentioned it a little earlier. Anyway, this yellow yarrow is like one of the native colors. We have white and yellow as our 2 native yarrows, and then all of the other cultivated colors are what you get by growing seeds. And so I don't have yellow. I have grown seeds for the pastel, but the pastel includes yellow. I didn't grow any. And I've seen them at the side of the road, not at times that it's been convenient for me to stop. So that is still a goal I have, is to try and get some yellow yarrow to add to my yarrow plot. Take care. Already press the like button. Thank you. So I'm going to add yellow yarrow. Hopefully before fall, before the yarrow disappears from wherever it's growing along the side of the road. So binding this up really nice and tight. Do you see how it straightens those stems? Do you see how they're not parallel? But then we squeeze them real tight, tie the knot real tight. The reason it's not breaking them is because we're holding them all to parallel. You can break one stem easily, but 10, a little less easy. So just going to continue along with my little blanket stitches. I mean, I guess it's still sort of like crochet. We're doing blanket stitches. Anyway, these blanket stitches, I'm going to do them all the way to the bottom, or as close to the bottom as I can get. 2 of us. Where'd everyone go? Everybody left? Where did you go? Come back. Come back. There we go. And there we go. Michelle, I'm here. I'm glad you're here. I feel like I'm tying skates. If you're not somewhere with winter and you don't have skates, then I don't know what to explain this as being as tight as, but it feels like I'm tying up skates. My dad used to tie my skates when I was a kid and my toes would go numb. There we go. Me too. Me 3. Okay, we're getting somewhere closer to the end of the stems. I don't know how long I need this to be. Me too, ankle support. Yeah. My ankles were very supported, but my feet were numb. There. Oh, true. It's like tying up an ankle support. I understood. I now get it. You're right. It is very similar to tying up an ankle support. That is like skates. Okay, I'm going to do three knots so that I can keep going around. Oh, this is going to be such a good bouquet when it's time to put these together in actual arrangements. It's going to be so fun. It's like so fun to do this job when it's when the flowers are all fully dry, all parallel, all beautiful. Then we can pull them out, organize them into pretty bouquets. It'll be so fun. What I like to do at that time of year also is, well, not all that time of year. I do it every year, all year. But I go to the thrift store and I search out vases with the intention of getting to Christmas where I start gifting dry flower bouquets. Oh, start gifting. This is my second year of doing it, where I'm going to start gifting dried flower bouquets, and then I put them all together into a vase. And it looks beautiful, and everybody loves them. Ribbon around the stems. Ooh, that's a nice idea. Last year I did do that for my sisters. Candace, look away. Okay, there we go. Another beautiful dried flower arrangement ready to be hung up to continue its drying process. Okay, here's another set of yarrow that are in a bouquet, but they are not tied the way I want, so we're going to redo them. And then I have another bouquet that's right here. Shorter stems. This also has some feverfew, which is cute. And I think I'll just pack all of this into one bunch, if I can. Kind of put all that together. The stem lengths are different, but that's okay. Louisa, what's up? Why are you scared? There we go. Good. One more bundle. Gonna get a nice long piece of string this time so that I don't end up needing any more. Oh, it was the scissors. Sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm on Candace's team. Louisa, I know. I am too. The other scissors aren't close by. I don't know what you want from me. I am also on Candace's team. You should only use your fabric scissors for fabric. Everybody knows that. Including me. Okay, here's my first basket stitch here. Basket weave, blanket stitch. Not basket stitch. Okay, pull you in a little tighter here. There we go. I also noticed in our, not alleyway, but we have an area of our backyard that we don't plant or anything in because it's too close to the house next door. Like there's no sun there. But weeds grow there and I just let them because they don't bother me. And this year, a metric ton of feverfew has started growing in that space. I don't know how because there is literally no sunlight there. Like it does not get sun at any time of day. The houses are only 2.5 feet apart. Like there is no, and also there's no dirt there. It's growing in concrete. So I have like huge amounts of feverfew coming up in the cracks between concrete in this area of my backyard. And I have this brilliant plan. When all the stuff starts dying, feverfew takes a while to die. Like it's still there almost until the snow. But my thought was that I will dig out or pull out. It's concrete. I'm not going to dig anything. I'm going to pull out the feverfew, as much of it as I can, and put it into a pot. And then next year I will have a established perennial pot of feverfew from seedlings that just took off in a dead space of my backyard. It's very joyful for me. I will covet them. And I will treasure them. And it will be so fun to always have feverfew. It's such a pretty little flower. Oh, I also forgot to show you. I collected a bowl full of what berries? Not mulberries. What are they called? Elderberries. I collected a bowl of elderberries. And they're in my fridge, and I have to decide what to do with them today because they have now been in the fridge for, I think, 2 days. Right? We went on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Oh, 3 days. So I have to decide what to do with them probably today. Oh, I have a small rose bush and some geraniums I want to winter over. How should I do that? A rose bush, where do you live, Michelle? Roses are perennial. So for roses, what you have to do is after everything's done in the garden, like just before snow, you cut back your rose bush until there's almost nothing there. You cut like all the branches off, maybe that's the spring shoot. I'll have to double check. You have to cut all the branches off. I know that. Mid-East Coast, Maryland. Okay, so rose, you don't have to do anything to keep it from dying. Roses are pretty hardy where we are. Unless it's like a really specific specialty rose from somewhere warm. I don't think that exists, though. I think roses are all perennials. However, the geraniums, what you got to do is dig them out of the soil, cut off all of the roots, cut off all of the leaves and flowers, let them scab over and dry, and then put them into a paper bag, and then put them into a cool, dark place. My mom overwinters her geraniums. She piles them, you know those garbage bags for outside, like the paper bags for your yard waste? She fills one of those bags with geraniums and then just leaves it in their barn, which has an area that is, it's not heated, but there is a heater in the large area, so it probably doesn't get below, I don't know, maybe below -15. I don't think it would get lower than that. And the geraniums just sit in there all winter long, and then in the spring she pulls them out, tucks them into dirt, like doesn't water them. She just pokes them into soil and then leaves them there for like a week and then waters them and they come right back to life. I think there's people who overwinter their geraniums as like pets though. Like they keep them inside and let them keep growing and flowering. So if you have a grow light or if you have a good amount of natural sunlight, you might be able to do that. But yeah, my mom literally like neglects them in the dark and they overwinter. I will ask her for more tips, but that's my plan. That's what I'm going to be doing this winter for mine. Is pulling all the leaves and stems off. I might leave them in their pots. I might not do the digging them out, depending on what the internet says, but my mom digs them out. She might even honestly break them off at the soil, because whenever she starts them up again, they're always just a stick when they start. I don't have space. Okay, well, if you don't have space, but do you have any outdoor space to store them? In that case, what I would say you should do is get some kind of container that you can put them in outside that can keep them like maybe a Rubbermaid tote that you like fill with straw and then put your geraniums in. So there's some insulation. You don't need it to be like insulated like indoors, but some insulation. I don't think they like to like go through hard freezes. But then again, my mom's it lived in a very cold spot all winter in a paper bag. So I don't really know. Maybe they can sleep in the cold. I'll double check. I'll give you feedback once I double check on it. Okay, I've finished my blanket stitches around this yarrow. So now we've got another one that's going to be dry and... what's the other thing we're doing with it? Dry and straight. That's what's going on here. Hey, Slinky, good morning. Ooh, how pretty. Yes, I'm putting all my dried flowers. I'm bundling them with string around the stems so that they will stay very long and straight. So when it's time to actually arrange them, we've got nice straight stems to work with. But here is what we've got so far. We've got our celosia, small bundle. We've got 2 beautiful bundles of yarrow. Look at those. Then we've got status and straw flowers. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Look at how nice that all looks. Isn't that nice? And that all sits in Alex's office. Okay, now let's see what's left on the table here. See if there's anything else worth bundling up in this little grouping. Okay, so I have this. I liked the way the stem was growing, but the flower did not dry well. This is the Rose Campion. I thought maybe the stem would be blue and that would be pretty, but it's not drying very pretty. So I think I'm going to give that one away to the compost. Then we have, this is Hummingbird Salvia. And then we have Blue Salvia. So we'll put those all together. Blue Salvia, Blue Salvia, Blue Salvia. So beautiful. Okay, and then I have one Gomphrena stem, and it's all screwed up. That's disappointing. It got all bent out of shape, if you will. You cozy, Toby? Is that a comfortable position for you? I'm happy for you. Okay, and then we've got more Hummingbird Salvia. That's so disappointing. Okay, anything else? Oh, I tried to see if this would dry pretty, but it just kind of dried dead. But I think I might be able to make the seed head work without the petals. Like if I just pull the petals off, the seed head can be a pretty dried flower. There. At least something anyway. And that can go all the way up to here. Yeah. Good. Maybe I pull you down a little so that you're stem parallel. Oop, almost missed a Blue Salvia. Okay, now we're gonna wrap these ones. I also have a stem of grass that I was thinking was pretty, so maybe I'll just put that together because we're here, you know? Same with this stem. Also grass, also just thought it was pretty. Sometimes. Okay, there we go. Love those straw flowers. Thank you. And how are you doing, Slinky? What are you up to this week? Okay, I'm over the blanket stitches because of how long they were taking me, so this is how I'm doing this one. I'm just wrapping it around. And then I'll blanket stitch at the end to hold it all together. Okay, I can do this. It's not as hard as I'm making it feel like it is. It's just repetitive, and there's certain things that are fun when they're repetitive, and there's certain things that lose their fun because of the repetitiveness of them. And this is one of those things. Just trying to tuck that in so it doesn't get in my way. I'm good. I'm having a little depressy week, so I'm waking up in the morning has been hard, just trying to keep myself busy. Slinky, madam, relate. I don't know what was up yesterday. Alex came outside while I was watering the garden, and I said to him, like, I'm not okay. And he went, oh my gosh, what's wrong? And I said, nothing. It's just I'm dying and the world is ending, and that's all. He was like, oh, that's all? And then I said, yeah, so turns out I'm dying. And he said, we're all dying. And I said, yeah, but I'm dying sooner. I can feel it. That's that. And then he said, okay, anything I can do? And I said, no. And then he went to go pick up the car, and he came back with cookies, and he came back with chocolate. And those were both the right answer. So I was feeling a little better, but I've been feeling so anxious. And like the world is ending, and like everything I'm doing is the wrong thing. Super fun. Love that for me. Michelle, what a man. Yes. He really, really, really is. I think we're all vibing that this week or two. It's been a rough time lately. Yeah, I feel like I've been doing fine. And then yesterday, I wasn't doing fine, and it felt like I had never been doing fine, which is so fun. Love when depression does that. I've had a great summer, and yesterday my brain yesterday specifically, my brain was like, actually, you haven't had a good summer, and your life is bad, and everything's bad, and every choice you've made was the wrong one, and also, you're a bad person, and also you're lying to everyone in your life, pretending not to be a bad person, but you actually are a really bad person. And you've somehow managed to trick everyone that you say that you love into thinking actually you're not a bad person, but it's all just a trick. You really actually are a bad person. That's what my brain did. And then Alex said, you're not a bad person. Everything's gonna be okay. And then I said, I've tricked you a lot. I've tricked you really well. I did a really good job at tricking you. That's why you think I'm a good person. But it turns out I'm just so manipulative that you have fully been tricked into believing I'm a good person. But you're wrong, because I am the root of all evil. And that's what anxiety and depression look like for me. So, like, why do you like me? Why did you pick me? Why do you keep me around? I don't deserve to breathe. Okay, I try not to get to the point where I say I don't deserve to breathe, but generally I do get to the point where I'm like, why are you here? Why is anyone here? Don't they all know I'm a bad person? I had a meltdown on hubby, and he had no idea what to do. Totally did not get it. Yep. He's like, what do you mean? I obviously like you. It's been 15 years. Do you think I've been faking it this whole time? And I'm like, no, I just think that you thought you liked me because I was a bad person. Silly guy. Because he loves you. It is. I will say it's pretty nice having someone who is willing to put up with the crazy when it comes out. But also, silly men thinking they can understand anything. I will say the chocolate did help. The chocolate helped. My skin has just been so upset lately, and my body has been hurting lately. I've just been like, meh, about... Anyway, I'm fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. Okay, now let's look at the flowers that we bundled up, because we bundled up some real nice bundles. These are all going to go hang in Alex's office. So this is the blue status, salvia, and grasses on a nice long tied up stem. Straw flowers, apricot status. Wow, this one's pretty just as its own bundle, isn't it? That's just a nice little bundle of flowers. Apricot status, and then we have 2 beautiful bundles of yarrow. Flower girl ready, am I right? And then we have celosia. And then we have amaranth. So here are all of our beautiful dried flowers right now. This is what I've managed to preserve hanging upside down this summer. Look, I can go get married. Da, 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 da. And we'll make these into mixed flower bouquets in the winter. Okay, so I'll be right back. I'm just going to go put these back into Alex's office. Oh, and there's still this one, but this hangs in my office. Hello. I have to pee. Okay, all of that's away. Now I'll be right back because I have to pee. Oh my god, there are plant bits all over my floor. Okay, I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm just gonna turn my mic off and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Finally have the house to myself, showered and cleaned, the kitchen feeling like a new woman. That's crazy that you have the house to yourself. Ow. Tying those knots gave me an actual blister. Not like a figurative blister, like I have an actual blister on my finger right now. Okay, let me just clean up the mess I've made. And then we can get back to crocheting. Also, good morning, Julia. Everyone, class, welcome our new student. Julia is new to the class. Everybody be nice. Okay. What you making? You missed a lot. You actually missed a lot of really cool stuff. We arranged flowers today, is what we did. No, we didn't. That's a lie. Don't lie to me. We did preparatory arranging of dried flowers. Welcome, Julia. You can sit by me. I'm the cool kid. You know who says you can sit by me? Never the cool kid. They say, the seat's taken. This is not the regular classroom. This is the classroom for the cool kids. Okay, one sec. I just need to sweep up the plant material. Okay, birds, you better not be doing crimes over here. I hear ya. You cut it out. Meow, meow. Oh, peekaboo. I've been making photo books all morning. You know what I did last night? I went through my phone. I transferred all of the photos that are on my phone and in my iCloud, which was 29,000 photographs and videos. Yes, I'm aware that's too many. What am I going to do with 29,000 photographs and videos? Nothing. I'm not going to do anything with them. So I put them all onto my computer, onto a hard drive, and then I deleted them from iCloud. I deleted them from my phone. So now the only photographs in my phone are from the years 23, 24, and 25. So anything before the year of 2023 no longer exists on my phone, which is kind of crazy, but also kind of amazing. Right, peekaboo? There. We survived. Oh, Lordy. I'm too nervous to delete them from the cloud because what if the hard drive crashes? I know, but like I just had so many on there and I don't want to look through them and I don't want to, I don't know. I just feel like there's too much stuff in my iCloud. Okay, Rose Campion. Candace, I heard you. I heard you. I read it. Let's see what the seeds look like for this Rose Campion. Just get a piece of paper here. See if the seeds are even in there. Yeah, Alex said, Laura, we pay for the iCloud. You don't have to delete them from there. And I was like, yep, but if they're in the iCloud, then they're also in my phone. When I open my phone and scroll through my photos, those photos will show up. If I delete them from my phone, every time it syncs with the iCloud, it's going to put them back on my phone. And I want them off. I want my phone to not have an unlimited number of photos to scroll through. So what's the actual solution though? Like printing every photo again? No way. Then we have to store them. Yes, but like what are we storing them for? For who? Okay, hold on. What is the seed? The tiny dots or the big dots? I think it's that big one. Oh my god, those are small seeds. I think those are the seeds. I think we just have to decide if it's that. Is it one seed per flower or is it a billion seeds like a poppy? Let's see. How about you? Do you have any inside? Okay, well the guts are now removed from both of those. Didn't we save some also? Rose Campion. Rose Campion. Yeah, I have some here already. So we can see what the seed looks like. Oh wow, that's way bigger. I've already saved some Rose Campion seeds. So this one just doesn't have any. Okay, there's one seed. There should have been more, but this was drying upside down, so it probably dropped all of its seeds already. These are the rose campion seeds. I'll show you them so you can see for size. You can feel a hair tickling my head out of place there. I have tons of labels I found while cleaning through my teaching stuff, so use my cute labels to label your envelopes. My seed envelopes? No. I write down my seed envelope stuff. Okay, let's see how many are in one seed pod. So here's one seed pod. This one has actually been drying out properly, like not upside down. So this one should have like a correct number of seeds for a rose campion. That's a petal. Come on. What the heck? This one has no seeds in it? Oh, it has 2 seeds in it? 3 seeds in it? That's weird. Are you sure? Are you sure you're a rose campion? I actually don't think that you are. Are you? Weird. Don't they look like poppies? These look like poppies to me. They're labeled rose campion. I wouldn't have labeled them if that's not what they were. I do see zinnia petals in here, but that's not zinnia seeds. We're just gonna have to believe that these are in fact rose campion. So I'll just move all of the papery bits off. There we go. There. The rest of the plant material I don't care about. Can it blow up? Nope. Nope. Let's try this again. There we go. Rose campion seeds are saved. Beautiful. Now let's see if the Happy Rolf's seeds are dry yet. Yes, so separate them from the garbage. Should I just save a few? Ugh, I don't want to work on that door today, but I have to. Beelzebub, I can hear you. You better not be causing trouble in there. So much for getting a whole bunch of work done on my crochet. I did plan on doing that. But then the garden was calling. Not sure if you're interested, but I said info about a dye class. That's interesting. I will definitely look. Thank you for telling me. As you know, I do not regularly check my Facebook unless I am told to. I will check. Thank you. These were such a pretty zinnia. They're like salmon pink, but it's like a short plant with many flowers on it. So I'm gonna try and grow this one. Salmon pink, orange, pumila, short, many flowers. Also, from tying the bundles, this is the blister I just received. Do you see? I got an actual blister from tying knots. Life is hard. Oh, Julia, if you're still here, next time wear a glove, you nut. Yeah, smart. If you're still here, let me know so I can tell you something. A glove would have been a good idea, probably. Excuse my... I'm still a beer. Okay, you remember the thing that we discussed that I said I was gonna do? Being very brave. I did it. And it all worked out fine. And now I am free. And I am brave. I'm still beer. I'm so proud of you. Thank you. I had ChatGPT help me. I am so hungry. I just got really, really hungry all at once, and I'm going to eat 2 peaches and a plum as soon as the stream is over. That's my plan. My beautiful, beautiful plan. Does your mom have peaches as well? No, my mom only has 1 peach tree, and I honestly don't think it has ever made peaches. She has 1 peach tree, and it's a baby peach tree. If it's even still there. We planted a peach tree several years ago on Mother's Day, but it has never yielded peaches, so no. I wish it had peaches, but I would be at that farm way more often if their farm was a peach farm instead of an apple farm, let me tell you. Imagine fresh peaches. I would very much be spending all day there. I love peaches so much. I think they pick them before they're ready, though, because whenever you get a basket of peaches, you have to wait a couple of days before they're, like, ready for you to eat. It's true. Ripe in-season peaches. It's got to be one of the top 5 fruits. And, like, I'm including fruits like mango. I feel like a ripe peach is the closest thing we have in Canada to a mango. And obviously it's not the same, but, like, it's the closest we've got. I'm so close to being done sorting these seeds. I'm just sorting out the good looking ones because there's some that don't look very good. I'm not going to bother keeping those because I wouldn't plant them. So I'm not going to keep ones that I wouldn't plant. And when I say keeping, I just mean those are the ones that are going into an envelope and being stored. I'm not like throwing these in a garbage. These are going to go outside and they will be eaten by mice, or maybe they will overwinter. Probably they will be eaten by mice. I guess I could offer them to the birds, see if they have any interest. My pet birds, I mean. Okay, let's see how we doing. Okay, I think that's good. I think that's a good amount saved. I feel like the rest of these are more or less subpar. So they will go into the garden to be sacrificed. Good. One more set of seeds done. What kind of seeds are those? These are zinnias. These are the salmon blush orange Pumila zinnia with many blooms from Happy Rolf's from this year. There. But now I have one less thing to do, which is great. Any other seeds finished over here? Anything in this one? No. Anything over here? No. Okay, I think that's it for what we have on drying right now. Oh, Lordy. There. Done and done. So. That's not good. What am I going to do with that? Please hold. I wonder what I'm gonna do. Am I gonna stay home until Alex is done and then go? Hard to know. And my grandson has RSV. He's good so far. Michelle, how old is your grandson? That's so scary. I'm glad he's good so far, but that's scary for everybody. I'm sorry you guys are all dealing with that. I'm glad that he can breathe and everything, because RSV is scary on the littles. 5? Okay, so 5, he's got the ability to blow his nose and cough, so that's good. I mean, it's not good. RSV is bad, but with babies, you can't explain to them, like, you have to cough. You need to cough it out. With babies, you can't say, blow your nose. Let's blow your nose. They don't get it. Whereas at least a 5-year-old, you can be like, blow your nose. I hear my birds doing crimes. 1 second. Let me just make sure they're not pulling on the wires. They found some wires they really like. Go on. Get away from them. Thank you. Ugh. Anyway, RSV is scary. I'm sorry that your family's going through that. I'm sorry that your grandson is, but I'm also sorry about all the adults that have to worry about him. Wash your hands, people. COVID is not over. RSV season is just about to get started again. Wash your hands. Wash your hands, 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 wash your hands. Every time you enter the home of someone else, anytime you enter a home, wash your hands. If you're entering your home, wash your hands. If you're entering your friend's home, wash your hands. Anytime you enter into a building, wash your hands. Also, don't kiss babies. Don't kiss any babies. Not even new babies, Candace. Don't kiss babies. Unless you've been explicitly told by the parent that it is okay for you to kiss that baby, don't be kissing that baby. He's 1 full week into school. Oh, yeah. So he's into school, immediately gets sick. That's how it goes. But adults, we have more smartitude. Wash your hands every time you enter a building. COVID is not over. It's just not cool anymore. It's still here. Vulnerable people are still dying from it. Same thing with RSV. It may not be fully RSV season yet, but it's still around. All right, I have one more. I have a ball of twine now. Just gonna tie a little piece of twine around it. Anyway, that wasn't a message for you, Michelle. I'm just saying you reminded me of RSV because you said it. So now I'm reminding everyone. Wash your hands. Don't kiss babies. Don't kiss strangers. Don't just don't touch anyone. Don't touch anyone. Don't kiss anyone. Everyone stay alone. Michelle, I know. Okay, good. Just making sure you didn't think I was like calling you out. I would never. Ugh. So, yeah, today, it's going to be a beautiful day though. I don't know where you're located globally, but where I am in southern Ontario, let's see what we've got for weather for today. Currently it's 24 degrees and sunny, high of 26, beautiful day. 26 until 4 p.m. The low is 14. Oh, next Monday, the low goes down to 8 degrees Celsius. That is not good. Tomorrow, the high is 20. That is also not good. So before next Monday, I have to bring my plants in. My house plants have to come in because they can only be until like 9 degrees. Once it gets below 9, then we're starting to play with fire. So we're starting to play with ice. But next Monday, I have to bring my plants in. Today is a beautiful day and my baby is wearing bell bottoms. So I am living. Julia. Baby Elizabeth should be wearing bell bottoms. All right. Well, that's pretty much it for today. I'm not going to crochet for the last 4 minutes. I won't get anything done, but please acknowledge my beautiful bouquet. Thank you for coming. And if you have not yet clicked the thumbs up button on my live stream, I really hope that you'll take a second and click it because it helps the algorithm and it reminds the YouTube deities that we should exist on this platform. So I do love you guys. I really appreciate you being here, and I'll be back on Friday. If you've not yet checked my most recent tutorial, it is, I don't have the item near me, so I can't even show it to you. It's baby mittens. I made little baby scratch mittens for babies. I made them size 3 to 6 months. So if you haven't checked it yet, check that tutorial. It's on my channel. It's not long. It's easy. So definitely check it out. It's worked flat, which I love. And that's it. I'll see you guys on Friday. Have a good rest of your week. Stay hydrated. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. Okay, bye.